Okay, this is a quick look at the map I never mentioned, but I mention it again to describe the journey. I'm on the 2-day moorings at Whixall Junction. That little branch there is the Pries arm of the Llangollen, leads down to a marina, which is a nice marina, by the way. Did pop in there. There's a very long straight section of canal, and my plan is to stop at those services there. It's just water and rubbish disposal, so I'll stop in there and fill up because I haven't got rid of the rubbish for ages. And then there's a lovely section of canal that goes through Welshhampton and Bettisfield and past some huge lakes. There's Ellesmere there on the right hand side. God, it's the left hand side, isn't it? Sorry. And you go a little bit further on and there's Blakemere that's on the left hand side. It's very wooded, but they're really lovely places to moor for a couple of days. And then there's you go through that little tunnel, Ellesmere tunnel, and that stretch is where I'll be looking to moor, somewhere along that stretch between the end of the tunnel and Ellesmere town itself. It's a small town, but it's absolutely lovely little place. Not a massive amount of facilities, but you know, a couple of restaurants, chip shops, takeaways, and of course then there's the facilities there as well, but I'll be visiting them on the way out when I move on past Ellesmere. So that is the plan. People. Right, slightly rushed getaway this morning, but first things first. We are at Whixall Junction. It's 200 yards ahead. It's almost 3, but not quite. And, I'm leaving towards Ellesmere. Don't know if I'll make it today, but I'll see how I go. Gloves preheated. My fingers are now freezing from handling the ropes. That's going to be very welcome. And slightly rushed departure. Oh yeah. I'll see you later on, you never know. Take care, Wayne. So, all of that farewell. It was actually a really nice guy. He pulled up behind me. You'll see him on the camera. Yeah. Right. So what I'm doing, I'm coming to Whixall Junction. That way on my left is Whixall Marina. About 400 yards and 2 lift bridges. I didn't actually end up paying him a visit. I was here for 2 nights. I just didn't have much of an appetite really. As I say, it could be just some kind of mild. It doesn't feel like a cold because I'm not sniffling except when I am in the cold. Oh, now this is interesting as well. Something was beeping. I thought it was on the boat. Sorry. This is interesting as well because as the boat swings round this little bend and we head down towards on the way to Ellesmere, there's a very long straight, I don't know, like a mile, more than a mile. Now normally in the summer there's pretty much boats every 50 yards, you know, sometimes nose to tail. But now, there's only one boat. There's only one boat on this whole long stretch from Twitches here. Morning. Morning, ladies. They're 4 early bird watchers. I like birds, apart from the fact that uneasy thing about them being descendants of dinosaurs. Like, and if they were a bit bigger, you know, what would have ended up happening to humans, you know what I mean? So there is that kind of thing. They're lovely, but like, if you were smaller, they would destroy you, you know, no question about it. Anyway, and unfortunately, to an extent, minimal movement as well. So I'm already double layered, triple layered. So I've got t-shirt, you know, lumberjack style macho shirt to show what a beast I am, you know. We're not going to get too many boats coming the other way here. It's on a bend, so that's not ideal. Morning, mate.
Hi there. Bit fresh.
Yeah, is Ellesmere busy at the moment, do you know?
It was pretty busy when we left.
Was it? Yeah. Cheers. So he left 2 days ago. See, that's the kind of pace that makes sense. So, morning. Woman collecting greenery in a bag. What could that be for? Down right now. I'm going to slow down, like, because I'm coming around the bend, and we're not far now from the facilities I've been talking about. Do you know what I like about ladies, right? The ladies will always smile at you. You know, if you give them a nice smile, a cheery good morning, as opposed to a morning, you know, the blokish good morning. You know, if you give them a cheery good morning, ladies will always give you a smile back, which is a nice thing. Blokes have to be macho, don't they? It's in the rules, and they are funny as well when they're on boats. There are a certain segment of the male boating population who sort of get into this whole master and commander persona, you know, cowboy hat on. I was joking with some of the boaters, they should really have a Nelson style 19th century British naval, like admiral's cap on or something, and you know, arm in it. I see no ships, that wasn't him, was it? But you know what I mean. And there's a little bit of that goes on, I think, with boats. At the tiller, people can be a bit naughty. You know, whatever, it's slightly naughty. But same people, you meet them in the pub, and they're the nicest people you could wish to meet. Very strange, very strange. Take the revs off. Get this boat from it. Bridge 48, obviously. That's the village of Bettersfield. This is the water point, which I'm just using. And down there, that little shack thing, that's the rubbish disposal. And you get to it by this little series of little steps here. And it's a CRT only car park apparently. I don't know if it's monitored or not, but there we go. And that's the way I've just come along there. So while the boat is filling up with water, the next thing is to get rid of the rubbish. So whew. A little bit of graph going on there. I had to make 3 trips in the end. Had some odds and sods to get shut off. So I've just pushed the bow right the way away. What's a bit of a pain in the summer, this thing, because there's a bridge right next to the water. So if you push your bow out of the way, there's a reasonable chance there'll be a boat coming the other way. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a blast on the horn. From what I can see here, I'm definitely, I'm first in, so if there is a boat coming, he'll have to wait for me. Coming the other way, I mean. So I'm all filled up with water. Got rid of all the rubbish. And, yeah. And I've nearly got a full tank because the fuel boat came past the other day. A few days ago up at Whitchurch. So diesel tank's nearly full, plenty of coal. What have we got on the roof? One in, well, on the crash doesn't count, 4. Got about 10 bags of coal, which is at least, should be good for 4 weeks. The fuel boat's coming back in 3, so I've given myself a week of contingency coal. So I warmed up a bit there, I must admit, that got the blood flowing a little bit. So it's time to get the old snoodster back on. I think. Got a fresh brew going, so too close to that corner there. That wasn't very good. Just going to miss it. Am I? Now one of the shackles just kissed it there. I say kiss, I mean it would have probably ripped your jaw off if your face would have hit it. Right, this cruiser, this might be the guy who passed me earlier on. I think this is the guy who passed me at the water point, and I think he's just pulling himself over, so he's just mooring. So what I'm going to do is slow down so I don't drag his boat out from the shore with my wake, which can happen when people go past really fast. You struggle to hold on to your boat, as I found out last summer on this very canal. So go past nice and slow. Alright. Not going to Ellesmere today?
Well, starting to get bad. We've had a bit of engine trouble.
Starting to what, mate?
We've had a bit of engine trouble.
Oh, right. Nothing too bad, I hope.
I haven't got a clue.
Oh, do you know what, mate? I wish I was any good. I'm hopeless with them.
You're not the only one.
Yeah, honestly.
It just seems to be a fuel shortage, that's all.
Oh, fingers crossed for you, mate. I hope you get it sorted.
How far is it to Ellesmere from here?
I think it's not many miles, you know, maybe 3, 4, something like that. It's a couple of hours.
I might walk it.
There won't be many more boats. You might be all right, you know.
Yeah.
In fact, if you want to go, do you know what I could do? I could give you a tow.
The only thing is, so this doesn't have steering, unless the engine's running.
Ah, right. That'd be a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Well, listen, well, good luck anyway. I'm sorry I can't be a help.
No worries.
You take care, mate. Hope you get it sorted. The Yamaha, so the good engines.
Yeah. When it's getting fuel.
Fingers crossed for you, mate.
Take it easy.
Yeah, you too, mate. I hope I see you a bit further.
Yeah. See you later.
Do you know what I'm thinking? Do you know, can I ask you, mate? Can you steer at all? So what can it be towed like? Could I tow you? Do you want to give it a little go? Because it's a bit of a way to walk it, isn't it? Let me just get myself in. They're light, aren't they?
Yeah. I look like to the one they are.
Saving grace, innit? So do us a favour then, mate. You just keep hold of my boat as well.
Yeah.
If you don't mind. I'll get yourself tied on. Make sure I don't drift off. And I'll be back out in a sec.
No worries.
Because if I can tell you, it's worth a little go and see how it goes. Give yourself plenty of room.
Yeah, I was just trying to keep the arse out of it at the same time as getting the front
All right. Well, listen. You give me 2 minutes because we might not stop here.
Right.
So, yeah, get yourself tied on and let's give it a go. It'll either work or it won't.
Yeah.
And we'll know within a few minutes.
I don't know how much rope you want in between us.
I would imagine, seeing as you've got no steering, you probably want to keep it shorter rather than longer. Do you
Well,
think?
it's about 4 or 5 foot.
5 foot.
If I leave the main rope on yours, then you can either pull it in or
Yeah,
release it whenever.
Okay. But I would imagine 5. I mean, to be honest with you, mate, you know, I'm still fairly young. I mean, I've been on board this thing 2 years, but I'm guessing you've probably got more experience than I have. So, I'll you know,
I haven't been on one of these for about 30 years.
yeah. Well, I've
used
never
to
towed a boat ever. So it's a first for me. But are you continuously cruising, yeah?
Well, we're just trying to get it back down to Ellesmere at the moment.
So we'll give it a go. I'll pull away nice and slow so it doesn't jerk.
Yeah.
We'll give it a go for a couple hundred yards, and let's just see if we can't make it work. I'll have to
That's
press
not
on.
a problem.
But at least we'll give it a go.
Okay, thank you very much.
No worries, mate. I couldn't leave you stranded there. Okay, away we go. The thing I've got to watch is the prop, you see. And I don't want to bang your boat around either. Are you coming out? Is Is it coming?
The only thing is rear wheel steering, isn't it?
I've just got to watch it in case that rope goes down on the prop. That's the only
I
thing.
didn't want to leave it too long.
Wondering if I maybe shorten it a bit. Only trouble we're going to have is going past like a guy like this. That's our only issue. I think on the straight we're fine. If we bang into anyone, you just have to apologise. Well, you're going to swing wide, you see, when we go on that bend there. You're going to end up swinging out, so that's my only concern. If we meet anyone, I'll just pull over and let them past. Okay? Right, we've got a bridge hole coming up here. Are you sure you're okay with this? You might get bumped slightly here, mate. That's the only thing. I'm going to try and go through the middle, but I can see you bumping here. Do you feel like you've got any steering at all, or a little bit? Was that you or me? Try and get you away from the bank. We're into a death wobble here. Right, now what you could do, you could walk her through this hole if you want, and then I'll get you the other side. What do you want to do? Are you sure, mate? Do you want to give it a go? Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna slow down a touch. So if you do hit, it won't be too fast. I can't steer through these things even with my boat. Just on my own. Right, there's a bit sticking out here, so... How are you doing? I'm going to go nice and slow. Okay. I can't reach it. Not too bad. I'll shorten it by 1.5 foot, because I think what'll happen is you might track me a bit more closely. At the moment it's letting me go wide. Anyway, let's see if we can get this going. Hopefully you'll track a bit closer now. Fingers crossed this will work a bit better. So are you living on board now, yeah?
No, he only picked it up and on the water last night.
You're just transporting it?
Getting it to Ellesmere and then sorting it out.
Ah, right. I assumed you were a liveaboard there.
No, I think we're on about it.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
The tunnel, yeah. Shit, I'm on the side here, mate. Watch out. No, to be honest, mate, I couldn't leave you stranded there. I just couldn't do it. You know, because I know what it feels like, you know. That's beautiful, that. That's Ellesmere, isn't it? Absolutely lovely. Look at this madman. Here's a wave for the camera. But it's less than a mile now, Mark. Yeah, nice short tow route. Seems to be working really well. So your friend's going to be waiting on this side of the tunnel. Alright, well listen, shall I stop after these boats for you? Before or after, whichever one. Absolutely beautiful location. Obviously been on every YouTube channel since the beginning of time. But still. Okay. See you soon. There's a tree stump there, mate. Clear of that. Okay. There we go. No, you're more than welcome, mate. I couldn't see you stranded, honestly, because I know what it feel like. You know, absolutely beautiful. One of the meres. I think is this Ellesmere? I'll look it up. Pretend I know. There's Mark. He's just going the last couple of 100 yards on foot. So I'm going to go through the tunnel. I think he might be following me. I'm not sure. His plan was someone was going to meet him here, but looks like it's a tad further on now. But we've covered most of the miles, so otherwise he was walking 4 miles of muddy towpaths, towing that thing. Now he's just got to do 200 yards. There he is. He's managing okay. See you around, mate. So I just finished giving Mark there a tow from wherever it was, Little Welsh Hampton I think or something, in that lovely spot. He's just towing himself the last couple 100 yards to meet his friend. The tunnel's just ahead. Okay, just out of Ellesmere tunnel. Looks like the phone died that was doing the recording, or should have been. So we got no exciting tunnel footage, so So let's see what we've got going on. Where the hell are we? We're about half a mile short of Ellesmere, which is great. There's a boat up ahead. The mooring starts. Actually, we could moor here. I'm wondering whether to try and get a little bit closer, or whether that's kind of really worthwhile. It's the big mooring question now. Where to moor? Always the way. I was originally thinking of going past Ellesmere because it's a bit quieter on the far side. But if I do see a spot and it is handy, there's a lot to be said for pulling up short of Ellesmere. Ooh, decisions. Oh, I just don't know. I'm wondering if I should just go for it. Up ahead of that boat, there don't seem to be too many others. But I don't want to get in a big crowded spot full of boats either, do I? So this could be. You know, and once I've gone past him, I can't. Oh, decisions. It could be as good as anywhere, you know. You know, you feel like you're going to regret it. So, you know, these little buggers. You see what thugs these ducks are. You see, you've seen it now for yourselves. Nobody believes me. Animals. The big question is internet, phone signal. Little duck-related fracas going on over there with a moorhen. You leave that moorhen alone. I'm on the side of the moorhens. I'm not sitting on that fence. So this is where I've ended up. I think I am about 300 yards short of Ellesmere. There's some very unruly ducks carrying on there. I'm not going to show you too much. I think there's some kind of violent sexual activity could be imminent, so the less you see the better. They just are no good ducks, are they? I'm not saying kill them, not all of them, but anyway, duck problems aside, this is the place. A little way short of Ellesmere, just round the bend there, and another couple of 100 yards and we have Ellesmere itself. So I'm a little way short, which will be nice and quiet, and it means I'm not on top, you know, boaters end to end. We've got a little bit of space, so there we go, 150 yards perhaps to the boat behind, and in the distance Ellesmere tunnel, which I came through.